What's up, vapors? Thanks for checking out Daily Vape TV. My name is Nick, and it's Fresh Build Friday. That's right, it's that time of the week again where we get you ready for the weekend with a brand new coil build. Are you guys ready? Because I am super excited to get started with this build. I've got this brand new recoil Rebel that we're going to be building on today, and we're going to be trying out some new wire as well. This is from our friends over at Flatwire UK, all the way from across the pond. I'll put links down there in the description if you guys want to check them out, but this is some flat stock that we're going to be trying out today. A pretty simple coil, but I really wanted to do something for a mech mod, and we're going to have it all on the Rig V3 mech mod today. Anyways, so I guess this is the best time to mention the fact that I'm an official Vape Finder reviewer. Vape Finder, for those of you that don't know, is an app available in the UK and Europe on the Google Play Store and App Store, where you can find your local vape shop, you can get great deals, and you can watch some awesome video reviewers such as yours truly. So with that being said, make sure you check out the links I've got down there in the description below. So without further ado, let's go ahead and grab our mod, our wick, our addy, our wire, our tools, all that good stuff. Let's go down to the close-up view and build it up. Alright guys, so here it is, the Flatwire line from Flatwire UK. We've got some 22 gauge stainless steel. We've got 21 gauge flat 60, which is nichrome 60, and then we have some 19 gauge nichrome 80. Now this is all flat stock, so hence the name Flatwire. But the one we're going to be using today is right here. This is the 21 gauge wire. Let's just take these and put those to the side. We're going to use this one right here. This is the 21 gauge flat stock, and let's just take it out of the package real quick. Get our snips out and trim ourselves a little piece of this wire. Actually, I'm going to trim it up here because I know I'm not going to need all that much. I think we're just going to do a simple little 6-wrap today. Wow, you hear that twang? That is definitely some thicker stock. Alright, so I cut our wire into 2 separate strands here, so let's just take one of those. And we've got our trusty jig here, which we're going to have the 3mm bit on today. And start our coil wraps. So I think today we're going to do a simple little 6-wrap here. Get them nice and lined up. Now this is some pretty thick stock. This is definitely heavy gauge stuff here, so it's a little bit more difficult to work with, but honestly, it's pretty malleable, I suppose, so it kind of stays where you want it to, which is good. Simple little 6-wrap, just like that. Bring it right back around. We take it out of the jig and straighten out our leads real quick. I actually need to employ the assistance of my pliers here to straighten out these leads, because this stuff is thick. Alright, so that's one coil down. Let's go ahead and build another one. So there we go, we have our 2 coils. So let's start the building process by bringing in our little ohm reader here. This is the Geek Vape tab. Put our Rebel right there on top. And bring in our coils. So it's as simple as just putting one coil in, and I got to make sure I do this right, otherwise Nick and Dwayne are going to kill me. Put them in the right holes. Alright. Just make sure your screws are good and loose there too. There we go. And these go in really nice and easy. Gotta love flat stock for that. I'm going to leave a little bit of room. I'm going to leave a little tiny bit of room here so I can raise that coil up a little bit. I want this sitting at the top of the higher post. So just a tiny bit of room like that. And we're going to clamp it down. And actually what I'm going to do right now is put my jig back through and kind of raise that coil up right now. So I just want to make sure I've got the right amount of room in there, and it looks pretty darn good if I do say so myself. That's right where I wanted that coil. So there we go. I think we are safe to actually trim this extra stuff off, so let's do that. And start on the second coil here. Once again, just got to get it on camera first of all. Slides right in, perfect. Leaving a little bit of space, about right there, and tightening it down. Just like that. I think think these are both pretty tight. Yep, looks good to me. And just as a final measure, I want to put my jig back through, raise it up, get it nice and centered, position where I like it. And there you go. That's it. That was a really simple build. Gotta love the plain old flat stock wire. Nothing too fancy here today, but it's something new and different and exciting and foreign to most of you guys out there, unless you're in the UK and you guys use this stuff all the time, in which case you're probably used to this build by now. Let's go ahead and turn on the tab here. And okay, so it is 0.08 on the money, so it's pretty darn low. Hopefully once we fire this thing, it'll bring it up to about 0.1. That's my goal. So let's go ahead and give this guy a little bit of heat here. I'm just going to fire it on short bursts for right now, just to warm up those coils a little bit. I'm actually going to face this towards me. Short bursts, and pinch them when they're warm. There we go, 0.1. That's what I was looking for. Just that little bit made all the difference. Now we got them firing pretty much evenly, which is good. That was one of the quickest I've ever actually got them to fire up so evenly. Very impressed with that. Nice ramp up time too. Now we got them up to about 0.12, which is good. We are in really good shape here. I think we're good to go for firing it on our mod. Yeah, look at those beauties glow. A few tiny minor little kinks to work out, I think, but otherwise we are in very good shape. Alright, so I've got the Rebel on the Rig V3. Let's go ahead and give these one last little fire up test, and then we'll wick it. Oh yeah, nice quick ramp up time, glowing nice and evenly. We are good to go. Let's let these cool down real quick, and then we're going to wick it. Today we will be wicking using some of this stuff right here. This is Warrior Wick Frontline Cotton by the same people that bring you Flatwire. It's pretty cool looking stuff. I actually used a little bit when I was in London, and it's good stuff. It's really high quality, very fibrous, very absorbing, good cotton basically. So it's going to be a little bit of a different experience for me, but let's go ahead and try this stuff out. Alright guys, so working with the Warrior Wick Cotton is not necessarily the easiest thing in the world. However, we got there in the end, and I think we've got a pretty decent looking setup. So, as you may have noticed, I put the little Ultem ring around the wicking material, and that's basically meant to kind of hold your cotton in place while also being able to kind of fill up the build deck full of juice, and that way it doesn't leak out the side airflow holes or anything like that. So, let's go ahead and give this a shot and check out some vapor production. Wow. Well, there you go. It ramps up pretty darn quick. And we've got some good vapor going on there. So let's go ahead and go back to the main screen, have a quick vape on this thing, and we'll talk about it some more. Clouds for days! Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the build section of the video. Now let's talk about the coils that we just put in our recoil Rebel. First and foremost, the final resistance came out to 0.12, which is right on the bubble of safety. Yeah, I'm kind of riding a razor's edge with this one here, but I am using a Sony VTC4, which is the best battery for a single 18650 mech tube in my opinion. So with that, I feel like I'm going to be fine with this build here. As far as my first category goes, the heat on this one isn't that bad. I was really expecting kind of a scorcher of a vape, but I've got all 4 holes on this recoil Rebel here wide open, so I feel like that's kind of keeping that heat factor down a little bit. But I could even use a little bit more restriction, to be perfectly honest, and I could actually use a little bit more heat as well. So I feel like maybe reducing this airflow a little bit might actually help the situation. As far as my second category, the ramp up and ramp down time, the ramp up time is very, very short. I'm going to say about half a second or so. I've got a fully charged battery in here right now, and doing a quick little purge definitely helps the situation a little bit. By the time you do that quick little split-second purge, your coils are up and running at their fullest capacity, and I have no problem with that whatsoever. So as far as the ramp down time, let's go ahead and take a toot off this thing, and we'll check it out. Ramp down time is coming in right around 2.5 seconds, which is just under par as far as my average kind of ramp down time. I like to keep it under around 3 seconds. Anything shorter than that is even better. Anything a little bit longer is going to get worse and worse as far as cooking off all that excess juice. And for my third category, which is the difficulty of this build, this one is super, super easy. Really, this stuff is not that difficult to work with. It's a little bit springy at first, but once you get those coils wrapped around, it likes to stay in place. And the installation process and the tuning process was a breeze. The only thing that I really had trouble with this one was working with the Warrior Wick cotton. Not too crazy about it. I mean, I know it's a very good cotton. It's a very, porous, and it absorbs the liquid really well. And I'm not getting any sort of flavor off of it whatsoever, but just working with it, those long strands is a little bit of a pain and kind of a learning process. And for my fourth and final category, the flavor on this build, today I'm vaping the Custard Company Vanilla Custard E-Liquid, which is another product that I picked up at the London Vape Show. Straight over there from our boys in the UK, the Custard Company. This stuff is absolutely amazing. It's just a plain, simple, down and dirty vanilla custard. You gotta love a plain and simple custard, and let me tell you, it tastes amazing on this build. I'm actually blown away by the performance on these coils. You know, not only do you get clouds, but you also get flavor. The flavor is really, really prominent. You don't get a metallic taste. You don't get a cotton taste from the Warrior Wick. Just everything kind of falls into place and comes together in the long run. So very, very impressed with this stuff here. I really look forward to trying out their other wires to test out for you guys. So that about does it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe for more videos just like this. Don't forget to click that notification bell right next to the subscribe button if you want to be alerted whenever I upload videos. Also, leave me some comments in the box below. I'd love to hear your thoughts all about any of the products that we showcased in this video, the Recoil Rebel, Flatwire, Warrior Wick Cotton, or anything else you guys want to discuss down there. Also, check out the advocacy and my social media links right down there in the box below. You can also pick yourself up a Daily Vape TV t-shirt. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and as always, vape on!